Top 5 Best TV Shows to Watch Now 2021. Hello lovely YouTube family, welcome back to TV Explosion. In today's video we're going to talk about the top 5 best TV shows to watch now in 2021. Before we start, I would want you to hit that red subscribe button so you never miss out on any of our videos. Fall television needs to come correct this year because we're nearly 9 months into 2021 and the first 3 quarters of the year have already developed some whoppers. Between Netflix, Hulu, Apple Plus, and hell, even getting caught up on last year's fare, there's a lot to be taken in by real TV warriors. For those who are more normal, we pared the list down to the absolute best. You don't need to wade through everything when someone can curate a touch of the best for you. First off, if you're a fan of this year's crop at all, you know it's shaping up to be the year of Jean Smart. She's eating everyone alive with her comedic chops and hacks and keeping the levity alive in the Mayor of Easttown. And speaking of just HBO comedy, The White Lotus is stacked with limited series dark comedy of the genius mind Mike White. Plus it features a whole host of Jennifer Coolidge meme material. Again, those are the only offerings from the summer. This year we have already seen Disney Plus prove its narrative prowess in the release of what might be the best series of the year in WandaVision. Barry Jenkins has an underground railroad drama on Amazon. Netflix came out with one of the best food documentaries we've seen in a year, and then they allowed Martin Scorsese to sit down with Franz Lebowitz and shoot the shit as they traverse to New York City. With a whole back half of the year on the horizon, who knows how many of these very formidable, entertaining entries will make the final cut, but one thing is certain, 2021 TV is here. It's funny, intense, and has absolutely no shortage of Jean Smart. We're all more grateful for that. Number 5, Shimaguden. The name is insane, yes. The premise is very little wacky, and if you don't fancy yourself a musical person, then that can make it all a bit intimidating, but that's worth it. Fronted by Keegan-Michael Kay and Cecilia Strong, the musical series from Lorne Michaels parodies the bombastic musical of the early 20th century while falling back on the most obvious premise, a love story. That sounds cliche, but when you do a love story well, love is always going to sell. Featuring an incredible cast of the Broadway favorites, Shimmaguden's 6-episode run is far better than it ever had the right to be. Number 4, Ted Lasso. Can he bottle the magic of a perfect first season? Sure. Ted Lasso has a very occasional misfire in season 2, but that's half the fun of this season. Seeing if they can pull off greatness again in season 2. Richmond AFC has been relegated and this try-hard team has to build itself up to the former glory. With their backs against the wall, it's Ted Lasso's good-hearted spirit that fuels their hopeful ascent to greatness. Number 3, The White Lotus. Hoo boy, satire stings. Staring everyone from Connie Britton to Steve Zahn back to Natasha Rothwell and then Jennifer Coolidge, HBO's summer miniseries from the Mike White is so well crafted that's incredibly grating. This is the point of satire though, right? A bit of cringe, a bit of irreverence, and a bit of murder. Well, sorry, murder? The series set across the week at a Hawaiian resort skewers wokeness, privilege, and class, landing a wobbly and unjust finale that ironically enough makes a bigger point if the justice had been served. Number 2, Hacks. Hacks is so far the breakaway hit of the summer. If you love Jean Smart's witticism in the Mayor of Easttown, but found the content itself a bit too heavy, get to know Hacks, created by Paul W. Downs, Lucia Nelio, and Jen Stacy. Smart plays a comedian in what seems to be her final act. Hannah Eidenberg plays a comedy writer who seemed to be blown by her first act before it even started. When the two come immorally women to find one another, they find out that the best shot at success might be learning from the other. Oh, and Megan Stotler of social media fame, she's allowed to be delightfully, deliriously absurd. Number 1, WandaVision. To put it bluntly, there's no show that has been as narratively interesting and virally popular than WandaVision. The show had people waking up at ungodly hours on Friday morning just to avoid spoilers. Following Elizabeth Olsen and Paul Bettany in their respective roles as WandaVision, what started out as Marvel's first television outing ended up being a beautiful meditation on grief and sadness, and one hell of a nod to a TV history. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Also watch the next 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you all in our next video.